I feel about dog food the same way I feel about baby food. Why would I want to give them some dried up, dead stuff in a box or a package just because somebody says that's what it should be? I like to give my dog fresh food, and there's two reasons why. One is the quality of the meats that go into commercial dog food. Yeah, it's from the CAFO animals, you know, the animals that have been in confined animal feeding operations and been given a lot of antibiotics and hormones. And yeah, it's the leftover carcass that they have from preparing human grade meat. Chicken feet, necks, so whatever. Okay, well, that's economical to use it, but they're also allowed to use roadkill or euthanized animals, and that kind of really bugs me. Now, not everyone does, but that is allowed. The other thing is that you're taking something that was once raw and fresh and moist, and you're extruding it and heating it to really high temperatures so that you basically have this dried up stuff, kind of cremated food, and it doesn't have a lot of life energy in it. So I think we can do better. I'll show you how. Of course, you know, it turns out that there's this huge range of opinions about what you should feed your dog. Love that, just like in human nutrition. Some people say it should be 30% cooked meat, and others say it should be 70% of their diet raw meat. So I'm going to go right down the middle and say I think about 50% of their diet as protein is good. So let's go over that. The 50% protein can be raw or cooked. I use raw ground meat. You can use beef, pork, chicken, turkey, lamb, any of those are good. And buying it ground is a little bit easier and a little bit less expensive. You can also buy cheap cuts of meat and cook it for your dog. I'd put it in like a stew pot or a crock pot. The one reason to give your dog the cooked meat would be if the dog is ill, or if the dog is a senior, or if the dog has digestive problems. Otherwise, because of their short digestive tract, I feel it's okay to give them raw meat. Other protein sources that can be used are eggs, raw or cooked, sardines. This is a great one because of the fish oils. And once in a while I'll use a little bit of dairy, like a little bit of plain yogurt or a little bit of cottage cheese, and that seems to do fine. So that's your 50% protein. 25% is starches, cooked starches. That can be cooked whole grains, or it can be cooked starchy vegetables like potatoes, sweet potatoes, squash, yams, any of that. And you can just use whatever you have around, some leftover oatmeal, brown rice, quinoa, millet, potatoes, yams, squash, all that is good to be having around in your family anyway. It does need to be cooked, however, that. And to me, see, you know, bioengineered corn flour or wheat flour is way different than a freshly cooked whole grain. And it is okay to give dogs and cats some grain. Marion Nessel says so in her brand new book about feeding your dog or cat. She's one of our leading PhDs in nutrition. That's 25%. The other 20...
I just got back from downtown. It's real. We got to move. It's going to be okay.
Okay. 2 bathrooms.
I'm going to take care of it.
2 bathrooms. Okay, the other 25% is raw vegetables. Now, they need to be broken down. Again, because of that short intestinal tract, you don't want to give a dog a big old carrot. So I just throw everything in the Cuisinart. Be sure you have something green in there. I've got carrots, I've got broccoli, I've got some kale. The herbs are great, like fresh parsley, fresh basil, fresh cilantro, fresh mint. All those are nice, but they just need to be ground up pretty fine. I'll show you how fine. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good. This little bit didn't get ground, but that's okay because the rest of it's just perfect. See that? Okay, so the fourth part of feeding your dog is supplements. And there's, of course, a lot of disagreement about that. A lot of vets say you should use a multivitamin. I'll leave that between you and your vet. They need some bone meal, about a teaspoon a day for a 40-pound dog. Or you can just give your dog fresh raw bones. Never ever cooked bones, especially cooked chicken bones, but the raw bones are fine. They need a little bit of oil in their diet or fat. That can come, not a lot, just a little. That can come from the meat that you choose, or you can add a little fish oil if your dog has joint problems, or a little olive oil. That's fine too. So when it's time for feeding.
Guess who just got his real estate license?
No.
Phil. Yes?
That's perfect. That's perfect. So when it comes to feeding time, that is perfect. I just have 3 containers. I've got the meat, I've got the starches, I've got the raw vegetables. And I just fill the bowl, 50% meat, 50% with the starches, or 25 of the starches and 25 of the raw. Put a little bone meal in, and I'm good to go. Now, Lina, one of my students who did a lot of research about this, she likes to take a big bowl, put everything together in the proper proportions, the 50, 25, 25, mix it together like a meatloaf, and make patties. Keep out in the refrigerator what she needs for the week, and then freeze the rest. And that's another cool way to do it. This is just the way I do it, so whatever, right? 2 bathrooms. I'm so excited, yes. And feed your dog well. Gosh, they deserve it, don't they?